Hey everyone, it's Sonya here. I have a very special guest for you today. Give me 2 seconds and I'll introduce her. This is episode number 100. Woo-hoo! We are doing a heart-to-heart. So for those that are catching this on YouTube, it'll also be available next week, which will be March the 28th on your typical podcast platforms. So this is a very signature landmark that we made today, the 100th episode. And I'm going to say your name wrong. I was fine. Marika, right?
Marika, yes.
Yay!
Marika Stimac.
Marika Stimac. Welcome to this very special episode. And I'd like to just give you a moment to introduce yourself.
Thanks, Sonya. So excited to be here. You're so fun, right? When we met each other, I was like, oh my God, I instantly connected with you. First, I'm going to say aloha. I'm in Hawaii. So if you see my background, I'm actually in my hotel. So this is where I'm going to be living my best life for the next 6 weeks. I'm an author. I'm a new Amazon bestselling author. So just launched my book 2 weeks ago, Keys to Financial Confidence, Unlock Your Best Life. And it's been doing really well. And I'm hoping that I can make the impact that I'm striving to do. So for others to feel financially confident and to sort of be able to coach themselves into feeling financially confident and figuring out how to live their best lives. So excited to be here. Thanks.
Well, thank you for joining us. And I want to hear about the book. So tell me more.
Okay. So the book has 40 chapters in it. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. They're super, super short. They're so simple. And they're just like simple little keys that you can use to unlock some doors you might need to feeling better about your money and to feeling better about trying to achieve the things you want in life. So,
Okay.
yeah, simple, easy, straightforward.
So like, do people do the homework 1 week at a time for 40 weeks, or is there homework involved?
No.
So tell us about that.
What you do is you'll have a little introduction to each chapter, and then basically you go straight into coaching yourself and answering some coaching questions. And what I've provided for anybody who purchases the book or the ebook, or the audiobook is also coming out, is you're going to get a free workbook where you're going to have a fillable PDF where you're basically going to get to discover your answers and write them out. And then you'll go through that process, and then you'll have some key action steps that I'll ask you to do, like a task. And now you do that however you want. Like you may breeze through 4 chapters, at once. And then there may be a moment where you may say, okay, I need to take some time to process and discover what I want here. So you take it how you want it.
Now, when it comes to going through the book, how long do you think it'll take somebody to go through it?
That's a good question. So it all depends on how deep you want to go. And it all depends on how quickly you'll get through the tasks, right? So there's some situations where I'm going to be asking you to call, someone at the bank or a life insurance agent. So it all depends on like how that's going to be, right?
Okay, so that's really cool. So you're giving tips and tricks, I guess, to help people make progress.
Yeah, and hopefully unlock some of the mystery of what's going on, with your finances. But also a really big thing is to figure out what you actually really want from life, right?
Yeah.
We don't really know. Some people are just kind of like surviving month to month, and we don't really know what we're working towards. So it's like, I give you some space to think about it. And it's personal, it's maybe something that you don't even want to discuss with your family or, with your friends. So it's like sitting there and having the space to figure out what you want to be working toward is so crucial to feeling financially confident.
So would you say, like, if you were to describe the average person reading your book, or that would purchase the book, what kind of position would they be in right now?
So there's someone that's already sort of established themselves financially. They've had some financial experiences. They've already purchased like a bigger ticket item. They know what it means to have those responsibilities, right? Bills, things like that. And they're the kind of person that wants more. So they're looking for more. They're striving for more, which is so many of us, right?
Well, and I was going to say, and that's exactly why you're here, because my avatar, she is looking for more happiness, more money, and more freedom.
Right.
And your avatar, she is looking for more, like, more what? Give me three. More what?
So she is looking for obviously confidence, not only in her finances, but in what she wants in life. But she's also just looking for tools, right? She needs like a strategy. She needs like some solutions provided to her. And I offer her that, right? In the book. I'm like, here, this is what you need to work through, right? And she's looking to discover herself. She's looking to really discover what she wants from her life and how to make that happen.
Love
So
that.
fun.
And well, and that's the thing I can see. And again, I'm just going to bring this out every once in a while because not everybody's going to see the YouTube. So for those that are catching the audio recording, you know, it is cool that we can both have fun sharing critical pieces of education that we're not taught anywhere besides through life, whether it's life coaching, nutrition, or if it's like the finances and the confidence and setting that strong foundation so you've got something to build off of. We enjoy teaching others what we've learned and gone through so you can have a better life. And Marika just showed us, if anybody's catching this, like her whole face lit up when she said that, and that's really, really cool. And that's one of the benefits you're going to get with working with a like-minded coach, no matter what it looks like. So tell me, how has applying the theories in the book changed your life?
Oh my gosh, it's given me the strength to do the things that I want to do, to go for the things that I want to go for, and
like
find
spend
a
6
way.
weeks in Hawaii?
Like spend 6 weeks in Hawaii, right?
I'm going to interrupt for 1 second and then I'll let you come back and answer that. Guys, when I first heard that she was spending the next 6 weeks in Hawaii, I'm like, girlfriend, you're doing something right. And I didn't say this out loud because I didn't really know her yet. And I'm like, she's married, she's got kids, and she's in Hawaii. She is doing the right thing. And I'm not saying by leaving her family. I'm saying by taking time, carving that out for herself.
Yeah, I mean, I worked so hard on getting this book done, on getting my business created. And it was just kind of like I needed some time to process what has happened. And yeah, I mean, it's allowing yourself to do the things that you want to do and figuring out a way how to do them financially, right? Like that's what it comes down to. Like everyone seems to always say like, oh yeah, I'd love to do that, but I can't. I don't know how I would be able to do it financially. Okay, you need to stop saying that. You need to like actually reword, your sentences and get down to saying, how can I make it possible? How can I make it possible? Because everything is possible.
Yes. So I want to dive in and talk about that a little bit because on this morning's episode, which is the last episode number 99, it's actually called I'm Too Busy, where we are using time as an excuse not to do things, or just I'm too busy. It's almost like there's a badge of honor for running around with like a chicken with its head cut off, right? But exactly what I'm hearing from you is the same thing in the financial spectrum. I can't afford it. I can't afford it.
Yeah.
It's just the number one caveat. So working off that, when it comes to making change, what is the biggest takeaway you can give the audience listening today or watching this? The one thing they can do to move the needle?
Honestly, it's chapter 1, track. So and it's not just with, you know, your finances. I was just listening to like Amy Porterfield, right? And she's like this marketing guru. And she's like, in order for you to be successful in marketing, you need to track what's going on, who's looking, who's your audience, right? Same thing with fitness, right? Track when you're working out. Same thing if you want to lose weight, track what you're eating, right?
Yeah.
So same thing with financial confidence. If you want to become financially confident, you need to track what you're spending and where your money is going, right?
Well, and that's so, I mean, we've all heard the comments. I'm sure we've all heard the comments. The devil's in the details. So when you watch your, what's it, when you watch your pennies, uh-oh, I'm tripping over it. What's it called? When you,
I don't know.
when you watch your pennies, oh no, I'm gonna have to look it up. I say it all the time and I can't think of it. But if you track your pennies, you don't have to worry about your dollars because they fall into place, right? But if you kind of watch, like, you know, if you're going to Tim Hortons or McDonald's 3 or 4 times a week and you're on autopilot because you're too busy to
Yeah.
to make a home cooked meal or to do some meal prep on the weekends, but you don't realize how much it's costing you.
Yeah.
But it's not just costing you in money. And this is the biggest piece I'd like to share. Like, I love how you're saying to track it. And I love how you're saying, you know, start at the very beginning, chapter 1, work through the book in order, because you do attract what you track 100%. I use a habit tracker every day. Okay. More often than not, I use a habit tracker. Sometimes I forget, or I forget to submit it, or I forget to update it, because I do have an accountability partner that I share mine with.
Great.
But that's handy, right? That keeps us accountable. And it's not that we're not doing the job without it.
Yeah.
But it keeps us on track. So tracking your pennies, tracking where you're spending the money.
And becoming more mindful, right? And aware of what's happening so that you know what changes you may have to make, right?
Now, would you say there needs to be a purpose to even picking up the book?
A purpose?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
would the book benefit somebody that already has a goal or that just knows that they want something different?
So if you want something different, it will help you.
Mhm.
If you don't know what you want, it will help you. If you do know what you want, it will also help you. Like, there's some tools that I provide in there that will get you moving, right?
Good.
That will break some boundaries that you've maybe provided for yourself, right? It's going to be a lot. It's a lot of work that you have to do. And, you know, just like anything, if you really want to see some results, you're going to have to do a little bit of work. So all you have to do is answer the questions honestly. Really, that's all you need to do. You don't need to disclose them to the world if you don't want to, but get in there and answer the questions honestly. And I think that you will feel the impact of what coaching does for you. And you will discover so many things. I mean, there's 40 chapters, so there's so many things to discover, right? And they're simple things, right? Like, one thing that you'll discover that may hopefully change your life is, what is your positive statement? What is your positive affirmation that you're going to choose for yourself? And, you know, we don't think about those kind of things, but those little things do create a huge impact on our lives. What do you get up in the morning and say to yourself, right? Not just about money, but for what you want from your family, what you want from your day, what you want, what your goals are for losing weight, what your goals are for getting out of debt. What do you say to yourself every single morning? Like, mine, for instance, is, and it's huge, it's so simple, but mine is, you can do this. So it's so simple, but it's like, literally when I start going through and having a panic attack, like when I'm like, oh my God, where's my audiobook? What's happening? How do I sort this out? How do I connect the workbook to the audiobook? I like sit back and I'm like, you can do this. And that has changed my life. So,
Yes.
I mean, if that's one thing that I can give to somebody, is just create like a little bit of a positive change, positive impact, I'll be super happy.
I love that, because the impact isn't just with you, is it?
No, right?
Everybody gets impacted by one positive choice and change that you make has a major ripple effect.
Oh yeah, everybody around you. I mean, my daughters now are they're watching me closely. They're teenagers. They're 16 and 17 and they're like, "What's going on with my mom? Like, what is she doing? Like, what do you mean she wrote a book and created this workbook?" And they're sort of like questioning me. They're like, "How are you like how is this happening?" And I'm like, "Because I'm telling myself that I can do this. And because I can do there's there's YouTube, there's Google, like I can figure it out. I ask for help and I want to do it, right? I think that it's like a great idea. So I'm going to do it." So they're hopefully they're becoming inspired and I hope that they take that into their own lives with anything that they want to challenge themselves with doing, you know?
And it's so true. Like I have three girls as well. Like you have two, I have three, and mine are a little bit older than yours, but they watch. And you don't think they're paying attention, or you think they're in their own little world. And the difference is when you start saying yes more to things that you used to say no to, or when you no longer have to check your bank account when you go out to see if there's enough, or you can do spontaneous road trips, even an hour away, like a car ride, and you don't have to hesitate about anything.
Right.
Like last weekend, I went out with my youngest, Brooke, and my best friend from high school, and her daughter. And you and I, we talked about this. I think we talked about this on the show or when we were talking. And it was impromptu. We went for a nice Tex-Mex dinner, and then we went for an impromptu show. And there would have been a point in time in my life where I would have been like, one or the other, maybe, instead of, yeah,
Right.
whatever. And I'm not saying I'm totally at the spot where I'm like, yeah, whatever, but I didn't have to hesitate for one kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like it change, we change and we grow. And that's the biggest message right now for anybody who's listening to this. You don't have to stay where you're at. Whatsoever. You might not love the person that you see in the mirror right now based on some decisions that you either had to make or you chose to make. I don't know your situation. Everybody is so different, but the weight of finances, the weight of debt, the weight of stress that we physically carry on our shoulders is huge.
But you're able to break through. You really are. Like, I mean, it's about digging down and looking at your limiting beliefs, looking at what's holding you back, looking at what you would like to believe, and then putting some small, simple steps together on how to get there, right? And creating like just tiny little changes, right? Maybe it is, I mean, I know the latte factor thing. Everyone talks about the coffees and stuff, but maybe it's something else,
I loved that book, by the way. It's one of the questions
same.
I did not prepare you for, but that's something we're going to talk about in a second. You're going to be like, what?
But I mean,
guys,
just
I
choosing
don't
your
prepare
priorities.
anybody for these shows. I put them on the spot. So.
That's okay. I don't mind. I don't care. I love just having conversations about this. I think I could talk about it for like hours and hours and hours. But like it's sitting back and being like, okay, what's my priority? Right? What do I want to prioritize spending my money on? For you, it's like you want to hang out with your bestie and take your daughter out and have quality time and quality experiences. So maybe that means you need to sort of just like pull back somewhere else, right? Like for me, it's food. And I know some people like they could never do this, but my kids, they're like, "Oh my God, Mom, are we gonna eat or what?" And I'm like, you already ate once today. Like they always kind of tease me, but there's always stuff in the fridge. But I won't go crazy on, indulging in food. And instead I'll like spend it on an experience, right?
Yes.
Figuring
And
out what's
you know
your
what? And
priority.
you hit the arrow on the head when it came to me as well, because so much of my time with three kids when they were little, I had to work, and I had to work for somebody else. And it was a half an hour at least commute each way, sometimes 45 minutes, depending on traffic. I missed so much of their life working that, yeah, I'm trying to make up for those lost experiences. Plus, I know memories come in the experiences, just like you with your trip and food. Like we always have food, we always have groceries. That's not really, it's more the experiences are the biggest takeaway for me too.
And I think
But,
it is for a lot of people.
or it should be, because you're making those memories together.
Yeah. I mean, if you have someone that you can make fantastic memories or with, you know, that's great. Or it could be like, maybe you want to re-educate yourself. Maybe you want to focus on getting a new job. Like a lot of people right now are all about like, yeah, sure, I'd love to be able to do some stuff, but you know, my job is holding me back. You know, I'm stressed with work. It's too much. And they want to get out and they want to move jobs. Like maybe that's your priority right now. And so now you have to maybe think, how do I make that shift? Right. And within the book, I ask you those kind of questions. Like, do you want to move up the ladder? Do you want to, or do you want to switch? What do you need to do to make that happen? Right. And everyone has their personal answer, right? Everyone knows deep down inside truly what they need to do. That's the other thing, right?
And it's true because they know they're not happy, or they know they crave more, and they might not be able to know what it is. But the key is to start somewhere.
Yeah, start by asking yourself the question, right? And giving yourself the space to just listen and feel the answer. Like, I notice a lot of books are offering advice, and I'm not doing that in the book at all. I'm really just kind of like stating a few things, stating why I think, you know, the chapter header is important, and then I let you figure it out from there, which I think is really impactful, I hope, right? And then, you know, getting you to do something, getting you to do an action, and then that will change. That will make some changes for you.
Well, and that's where the results come in, is in the actions, right? And the actions that we take shifts our perspective because we start to see results. And the actions we do today create the life that we want in 90 days.
Right. Totally.
So, you know, even if you don't have a goal or a plan about money, would you agree that it offers you choices?
Of course. Options and opportunities.
Yeah.
That's what financial confidence offers you, right? And that's okay. It's a privileged luxury. I get it. But it's what everybody strives for. It's what everybody strives for their kids, for their grandchildren, you know? Like, we want to have and give options and opportunities for people to live their best lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we should, you know, if we can, we should. And that's why this book came from my heart. It was almost like, that's what I want to give to people. I want them to sort of see a blue sky, a clear sky full of options and opportunities. But I know, and I've experienced this through my coaching, you know, people are held back financially. So it's like, okay, we need to overcome that obstacle first, right? We need to kind of like have some financial backup, have ourselves kind of like feeling secure, you know. And I'm not talking like, oh my God, we need to have $1 million in the bank. No, just like feel good, feel confident, right? So that you can jump at those options and opportunities when they come along.
My dog's barking, of course, during this episode. He's barking, and we're going live, but that's okay. We'll upload this later.
I can hear it.
I love what you said about options and opportunities. It means you can go grocery shopping and not have to worry about paying your, like, surviving the week. And I know some people listening to this is a stretch, but maybe you can go back and remember when you were younger, or you had to make those choices, and you don't ever want that to be your story ever again.
Yeah.
Then you need to have a strong foundation. So, because we are in a state of the world, and I don't just mean the world, but I mean even in our personal lives, where our job isn't even guaranteed ever. It's like you go into a job knowing that you may or may not have it in 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years. It's just the way of the world these days, right? So having a strong foundation with money and a good relationship with money is going to help you be more confident when it comes to making those decisions and pivoting.
If you need to pivot, or if you need to pivot.
Yeah. So first of all, where can we find your book? I know you had said it, but I want to just make sure everybody has a clear understanding where they can find it.
So it's on Amazon right now. And I think I'll probably keep it there. So You could find it on Amazon. You could go to my website, www.thefinancialconfidencecoach.com. I know that's kind of long, but
It works.
it's what
That's
it
okay.
is, right? But then it'll direct you to Amazon. And then, like I mentioned before, you will get the free workbook with the purchase of any of the books, the ebook, the paperback, or the audiobook. But if you feel like, let's say you're not a reader and you're just like, okay, I don't want to purchase this book. I just want to do and have the questions. I offer the workbook on my Etsy store. So the Etsy Coach, and it's called Keys to Financial Confidence, the workbook. And you could simply purchase it there and, you know, have that space to answer those questions. I think that's also a very valuable tool. For those of you who don't like to read or don't like to listen, that's fine. But I think anyone who's listening here already probably is interested in audiobooks, right?
Anybody listening to this or even catching the YouTube, whichever, for the heart-to-hearts, you never know what they're going to be.
Yeah.
The advantage is they're already showing up because they're curious about personal development. Right. They're intentionally listening to the show, unless they stumbled across it. But yes, they're curious. They're likely going to get the book or the podcast or listen, or not podcast, the audio, and then buy the workbook or get the workbook with it. Now, before we go on to the next thing I want to talk about, what other financial books would you recommend the readers add to their reading portfolio?
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Give me 3.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen Rachel Rogers' new book that just came out. That's great for entrepreneurs. It's actually, well, it's great for women and entrepreneurs, but it's called We Should All Be Millionaires. And she has an audio version as well. And it's so good. It's so
good. Is
good.
It good?
It's so inspiring. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, especially if you're someone starting a business, but even if you're not, like, it's kind of like she puts together some really, really great tips. Okay. Yes. That's a great one. I mean, this is kind of like I've been put on the spot. Like,
yeah, you are on purpose.
What do I do? I've always liked Money Honey. So I think it's by Rachel Richards, I think is her last name. Sorry, don't quote me on that. So that one's
it's called
really
Money
great
Honey
book.
Or Money Hungry?
Money Honey. So it's for women, and it's empowering women to start taking control of their finances. And it's cute. It's like straight to the point, what you should be doing, how to secure yourself financially. Really like that one, right? And then obviously Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. Yes, that's an awesome one. Have you read it?
It's all about, yeah, of course. It's all about, like, let's just think about your mindset. Okay. Yes. It all stems down to that. And, you know, it's such a great book that you could also take it into other aspects of your life, right? Like relationships, you know, weight loss. It's like, how are you thinking about it, right? What do you tell yourself? How do you speak to yourself, right? So that was a good one.
Yes. So, and I have a couple more to add to your list. Okay. I don't know if I showed you this the other day. See if I can do it. Yeah. For anybody watching this, you can see my vision board because I accidentally flipped this the wrong way. Oh, now this is stuck. Can you see what this is right here?
Is it your budget?
Close.
What is it? I can't see it.
Can't see it. Okay. I was hoping you could, so I didn't have to take it down.
Well, what is that?
It's my book list.
Cute.
Okay, so for those that are catching the audio, now this is actually going to be in my new book, which is going to be my planner. So this is actually a list of book spines where I have written out books that I want to read or that have been recommended to me, and then I color in the ones that I read once they're done. So last year I read, my goal was to read 24 books in 2021, and I ended up reading 26 books in 2021, which was fantastic. So now I just up the ante a little bit. I need to come up with a good reward, but I was referring to this list. So your books are going to go on this list, and then I'm going to read them. But I have a few to add. All right. So for me, because you all know by now, I do, I help my clients release the unwanted weight of debt. Well, more so stress. I stress, debt, and pounds. So I would be the beginning, helping you understand your money mindset, helping you understand your archetype, why you do what you do. Marika will take you to the next level and help you set your foundation up for success, something that you can continue. And then you're dealing with financial experts like financial advisors or insurance agents and things like that. And they're going to help you spend your money wisely, if you would. So, you know, that's how we would all fit in the hierarchy if you're thinking of connecting with somebody. And I can connect you with some phenomenal people on the insurance side. Marika, you can speak with her as well. And I can help you get started with understanding your archetype, understanding why you're making decisions quickly, the way you're making decisions, and that basic information. So the books I've read, Latte Factor, loved that book.
Yeah.
And not everybody's familiar with it. Like there's so many people I've spoken to in the financial industry that never heard of it. And then they've never heard of Dave Ramsey.
Well, going back to the Latte Factor, so David Bath, I think he's been around for so many years. He's written over 13 books. He's living in Italy right now. Like it's amazing with his wife and his kids, and he's just relishing in the life because he's walking the walk. But all of his books are great. He has ones for couples, he has ones for, women. So yeah, I love him.
I love that. Like I think his read was quick. It was it's a quick little book that anybody can relate to.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I really liked about him. And I love hearing that he's living his life.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. So because these people that we're speaking to, they're not generational wealth. Dave Ramsey isn't generational wealth either. And neither is this girl I want to speak with you about, but I don't know if I have her other books, so I might have to show you. I do have them. I have all three, but they may have been on audio or I could have lent them out. So the Latte Factor, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that book was amazing.
That's a classic for sure.
That's So Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Which I listened to this year. I started reading it and then I switched to the audio.
Yeah.
The reading's a little dry. The audio helps just because of the way, and I had bought the mastermind one, so it was even deeper and even more dry. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad, though, I really like that one too. Mm-hmm. Now, have you heard of, now again, this is the wrong book per se, but have you heard of Denise
Duffield Thomas? Oh my God, I'm obsessed with her. I love her.
Aren't you though? So I have Chillpreneur here, and then Get Rich, and then Get Rich Lucky Bitch. I've read both of those.
Yeah, like same.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually sent her a message the other day. I was like,
here's the other one, Get Rich Lucky Bitch.
Yeah, that's her second book, I think, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I hope you don't mind. I mentioned you in my book. You were such an inspiration. And I know that she has like other people working for her, like probably like, you know what I mean, doing her social media content. But I got a like, so I was so excited. I got a heart from her and it was so cute. But yeah, she was my inspiration to actually get into coaching. And I mean, she wasn't the inspiration for writing my own book, but it's like she was the one that pushed me, Denise Duffield Thomas, to start this whole process. She's so cool.
You know what? That's awesome. I mean, Gail Vox I have her books too from years.
Mhm.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know it. You know it. Money
Yeah.
Talks and Debt Free Forever. Dale Vax Oxlade. She's done the what was the TV show? Till
Um,
Death Do Us Part.
oh, right. Yeah,
Yes.
good memory. That was so funny. My
Was it
husband would
though?
be like, "Why are you watching this?" I'm like, "I'm obsessed with the show. It's so good."
Well, it's so good because it tapped into so many different stories that people could relate to. And sometimes, in most cases, it was easy to identify one person as the problem. You and I both know as coaches that somebody else is never the problem. We're the problem, which is a hard
Right.
concept for most people to grasp. But once you get there, you get there. Because once you realize it's the agreements that you have with yourself and the judgment that you put on other people and those expectations
Mm-hmm.
that you're all of a sudden placing blame on for what they're not doing or whatever, where you can easily shift that story.
And that's limiting you to go forward. That's
Yes, it
actually
is.
preventing you from making the moves that you need to move to accomplish the changes that you want. Yeah,
Right?
don't blame anybody. No, always
No.
look within yourself.
And that's where you're going to find your solutions. If that's where the problem is, I mean, your solutions aren't going to be found with the exact same mindset where the problems were created from. You need a completely different shift there. And that's where you need the help, the book, the resources. But I actually can't even see the timeline here. Do you have any idea when we started?
No.
Because
I'm
I
just
know
having so much
I think
fun.
we're about 20, 25 minutes in, and that's okay. I know when we hopped on the phone. Okay. So would you say writing your book has been your biggest win outside of motherhood?
Oh, I love that you said that outside of motherhood, because maybe you know me already so well, but yeah, that was definitely my biggest one. But I don't know. It was a win. I don't know if it was my biggest. This is my biggest win. Um, it was a big win. It was one of the big wins,
Okay.
right? Like, I kind of feel, I know that this is like crazy, but it's like, I feel that there may be a bigger win coming soon. Is that crazy? Is that weird to say? Like,
No, it's not.
and I,
And I know we're hitting the tip of the iceberg here, but this is what happens, guys, when you see a little bit of movement in your life, something that you didn't think was possible, you are opening up to have even more of that good feeling, that sense of accomplishment.
yeah,
But the book was definitely a win, was it?
it was a win. It was definitely a win. My kids, like my daughters, I feel were like, yeah, definitely my biggest accomplishment. I don't even know if that's appropriate to say. Like, sometimes I think about that and I'm like, is that appropriate to say that my kids are my biggest accomplishment? I don't know, but it just is. That's how I feel. You know, I'm also really, really happy about, there's another thing that I did during this time in 2021, 22,
Okay.
was I created an app. And
Okay.
right. And I don't know if I told you about this on our call, right?
No.
I talk about it in chapter 1 because you know how I mentioned earlier, the biggest thing that you could do to feel financially confident is to track your expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that it would be very valuable to provide everybody with a free, completely free tool on how to track. And everyone's on their phones right now. So I was like, logically, I should build an app. So I'm coming from, I never even, I don't open a computer. I never opened a computer daily. It wasn't my daily life before, right? I was a hairstylist for 22 years. I never even had to, like, you know, have a Google Drive, right? Or
Right.
create anything in Google Drive. And then all of a sudden I had this idea in my head and I did it. Like, I created an app called Get Tracking. It's on the App Store, and it's a simple app that you manually implement your expenses as you go about your day. And at any given time, you're going to be given this cute little pie chart telling you exactly what you've been spending your money on, as long as you've been implementing everything correctly. And it brings awareness. and it brings control. So honestly, I think like the book was a win, but the app, making an app was like a huge, I can't believe I did this win. And it's really quite nice. It's really quite cute. So there's lots of
So,
wins.
okay, so would you say there's lots of wins because you're an entrepreneur, because you're tenacious? Like, why are there lots of wins?
So this is something that some of my girlfriends asked me. They're just like, how did this happen? And if you read any of Denise Duffield Thomas's books, it's like, it's my time. That's why. Like, this is my time to do this. I think I've been waiting to step into this moment. And I think I've been waiting for my daughters to be a bit more independent and for me to feel confident that, you know, they can sort of like feed themselves, drive themselves places. And so that I could just solely focus on my passion, which is this. And I just declared it was my time, and I used my positive statement saying, you can do this, to just see like how far I can push myself to accomplishing these things. And it really wasn't stressful at all. Like everything was just like, honestly, just working perfectly and rolling perfectly. I don't even know how. I think, okay, maybe I do know how. Maybe it was because I claimed it. I claimed that it was my time, and I declared that I wanted this to the universe. And I also said, I want to have fun doing this as well. Right. And so
Yeah.
the whole time it was just fun. Right. And I kept on like writing in my journal exactly what it is that I wanted from every single day, you know, kind of like having like yourself like a planner of what you expect. And I kept on asking for the things that I needed. Like when building the app, I was like, oh my God, where do I start? Right.
Yeah, pretty
So I just
much,
put it out
right?
there. I was like, where do I start? And I was like, oh, okay, there's a book, How to Build a $1 Billion App. I was like, okay, I'll read this book. And then from that, it just like spins into something else and something else and something else. And when you start like putting questions out there and asking and declaring what you want, it's funny how the answers just start coming to you.
And
So
that's a really good mindset takeaway. So we've talked about money a little bit, and I know I don't even have to ask you what your relationship with money is now, because you can kind of hear it come through, and you've shared that in your book. And but the mindset piece is showing up and starting. The
yes,
mindset piece is declaring your intention. The mindset piece is asking for advice on the next steps and asking to be connected with the right people. But the biggest component of the mindset piece is not necessarily knowing the answers, seeing what comes.
and just listening and just sitting back and figuring it out. Like Marie Forleo, she was a great inspiration by writing that
Everything's
book.
figure
Everything's
outable.
figure outable. Totally. And I was like, yeah, there's Google, right? Like, I mean, there's ways to figure everything out. And so once you can actually believe in that statement, life is limitless. So, you know, you have to believe in that. You have to then trust that and trust in your abilities. You know, everyone is fully capable, right? It's just, are they holding themselves back with these beliefs that they have? So
And it's easy enough to hold yourself back. And that's what I want everybody to hear is it doesn't have to be a quick jump in with all your clothes on in the deep end. You can put your toe in, and then next week you can put another toe in, and then in a month you can maybe put your whole ankle in the water. Like this didn't happen overnight. How long have you been working on this?
well, I started the whole idea and I started my business exactly a year ago, where yeah, and I have no, like, I think I had the luxury of being able to quit my job because we built ourselves up financially for me to be able to do that now at this stage. And it was sort of like, and like I said, my kids are independent, and it was go 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 every single day. And I mean, you hear these stories of like entrepreneurs like burning out and hustling and getting really stressed. Honestly, like there were only a few stressful moments throughout the whole time, but you know, with having my intention, which was having fun, doing this and having fun
Yeah.
in the back and actually written all over my whiteboards everywhere, it kept it light and it kept it fun and it kept me like pushing forward. And so, yeah, it's been a full year and I've been so lucky and blessed to have awesome people helping me out, right?
Awesome.
Like the guy who built my website, I mean, it's beautiful, right? And it was like, and he like coached me every single week. We had these calls and we were like talking about, what I'd like to accomplish. And he always gave me this like great encouragement. The guys who helped me with my app, especially getting the app to the App Store, oh my God. So Hien, who's in Vietnam, Krishan, who's in India, we're all like sitting there chatting in the middle of the night, trying to like code and figure out how to do this kind of stuff. Like it was so fun. But I just kept pushing like every day that was my objective because it
And
was
it's
fun.
the people you've met along this journey, right? And
So
even
great.
the simple conversations so far, like have been amazing. Wouldn't you say have been amazing as you
Yeah.
unfolded? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And like the people that came into my life that I gained so much from, I learned so much from. Like I've changed in the last year. Even my husband's like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happened to my wife? My kids are like, what's happened? And I'm like, it's my time. It was my time
You just
for this
grew
to
into
happen.
you.
Yeah. And
Really.
you could declare that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to
So
choose.
you do get to choose. You get to choose what your life looks like. You're not stuck in the same story. It's when you're ready, it's all about changing that narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I know you're a runner. You had mentioned that last time. Did you exercise a lot throughout this journey, and do you still exercise?
Yeah, I've been trying to exercise a lot more because I'm in Hawaii in a bathing suit every single day. So, um, yeah, I mean, I had to cut out time every single day where I would say at least 30 minutes, right? And I mean, I was still driving my kids to school and picking them up, so I was sort of like on that schedule, but what what allowed me to exercise, I'll be honest, is I joined an accountability group. So there it started off with four women and we would just like text each other on WhatsApp and we would just state what we did today. And sometimes it was just like, guys, I just went for a walk. I walked the dogs, or I'm not feeling it. And we would encourage each other. And honestly, I wouldn't have worked out if I didn't have that group. And there were times when I wanted to quit the group because everyone was like working out like crazy. And I was like, I don't feel like working out. But because I saw that they were doing it, I was like, well, if they can do it and they have full-time jobs, I can do it. Right. So it gave me
So
that
again,
drive.
that's huge, right? Because
Yeah.
some of the big takeaways with the movement piece is you needed an accountability partner or a group,
Yes.
right? You couldn't have done this alone, but it's helped you. And I know this because I'm an injured runner, but as a runner, everything changes when you're running. You start pounding the pavement with whatever's on your mind, but it's a good run when you come back with a clear head.
Yes.
And it's the only sport, and I've done so many as a triathlete, I've done so many. It's the only sport where I get that same turnaround every single time. Right now,
Nice.
it's been years since
Yeah.
I've really been able to run like that, but when my ankles are solid, that's something I'm planning on getting back to as soon as I can. And if I can't, I'll walk. But it's nothing else has even touched the whatever's on your mind, and you come back with a total clear mind at the end.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
just moving, and taking a break from whatever it is that you're doing, taking a break from life and then doing something for yourself that's going to benefit your body is wonderful. It's a great feeling. Everybody
So
should do it.
everybody should move their body. I love that. And it's true, but guys, you're not just hearing it from me for a change.
Yeah.
Because you can't, and they talk about this in the 6 a.m. club, 5 a.m. club. Which book is it?
5 a.m. club.
It is the 5 a.m. club, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
I have it around here somewhere. I read too much. Well, I mean, I don't think it's a problem, but yeah. But they
There's
talk
so many
about
titles to remember.
yeah, and I think it's the 5 a.m. club is what it is called. I'm just doing a quick check here, but really, really good where it talks about building that movement into your day to day, and sometimes more than just once a day.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be at 5 a.m. Like, this is the
No,
thing. Like, try it out and see what works for you. Like, for me, it's 10:30. Sorry. Like, I can't, I can't work out at 6. Like, I need to sit there and drink my coffee I envy those people that can, and maybe eventually I'll
I
get
can't
to
believe I'm
that.
yawning during this. I'm so sorry, but I work out without caffeine and without food. I'm an early morning workout person, and I can do it without food and caffeine, no problem.
That's crazy.
But it's 4:45 in the evening, and I'm yawning like crazy.
You need to go work out.
Yeah,
right?
There we go. All right, one more question for you. How's your food been? How's your meals been throughout this whole journey? Did you take care of yourself in that area as well?
No.
Okay.
I think
Expand on that.
that would be the place that I always have neglected. I'm not a foodie though. This is the thing. I'm more of I'll just make a smoothie and that's it. Right?
Okay,
And
so
that's
you nourished your body.
yeah. And I mean, I think I would be so preoccupied, and this isn't a good thing, but I would be so preoccupied that I would forget, or I forget to eat. I'd be so like into something and so focused. So yeah, and my kids would be like, "Hey, I mean, are we gonna have supper today?" And I think a little part of me was also trying to get them to start cooking a little bit more too.
Of course. Yeah, I'm like,
right?
yeah, whatever you're making, I'll eat it.
Yeah. But what was super helpful throughout this whole thing was ordering the boxes. You know, I don't know if you guys have that, but I mean, we would do like Chef's Plate,
Yeah.
HelloFresh, where we would get like 3 to 4 meals a week delivered to the house, and you know, you just have to prepare them. And that was great, and that was helpful because then I didn't have to think about what I was going to eat, you know. So that was definitely a luxury to have.
Yeah. Well, before we hop off the call, because I believe we're over an hour, but I could be wrong. Because it's 4:44 and I know it was after 3:30, so we could be about the 45-minute mark by the time this is recording. Is there anything else you wanted to share with the readers?
I think that I would love to say,
Or the listeners, they're not readers.
the listeners, yeah, and I actually hope that they become readers,
I
right?
hope they're readers too, since we both have books. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to encourage them to grab the book. It's really easy. It's sort of like when you go through it, you may recognize that there may be some issues that you don't know how to answer the questions. And this would then be a great opportunity. If you wanted, you could reach out to me or, you know, to Sonya, and you could just, you know, hopefully have some breakthroughs. My biggest reason for writing it was I wanted to create an impact. I wanted to help. And I think like our world would be a much better place if we all felt a little bit more financially secure and we were all living our best lives. So that's what I'm trying to encourage. And go get the book.
Awesome.
Go get
Well,
the book.
I'm going to get my copy. I didn't have time between our last meeting and this one to get it. I mean, maybe if I did Prime, I could have gotten it. But okay, guys, we are going to finish this up today. But as I mentioned at the very, very beginning, this is episode number 100. So started this right when COVID started, and look where we're at today. So there's been 100 episodes, a whole bunch of heart to hearts. So my coffee cup today says life is better at the cottage. And for those that know me, you know that this is what I'm working towards in life. You know it's going to happen. So my giveaway for you today, and this is something from me for sure, is you're going to get a copy of my book, Your Story Matters. This is also available on Amazon, but I will gift you a free signed copy. You just need to make sure that you comment and email me. So I will put the details in the show notes, so you have that. You will get a signed copy of this book, plus one coaching session, all included as the giveaway. So we will be drawing between now and, we'll give it a week. We'll give it like a full week, because this podcast or this episode won't air until the 28th, but it'll be up on YouTube. So I will be drawing by February. We don't want to repeat February. We want to go towards summer, not winter. But by April 1st is when I'll do the draw. So you need to email me. Episode number 100 is what you need to put in the subject line. It is Sonya, SONYA JANISSE @gmail.com. We're just going to use that one to keep it easy. So thank you so much for being a part of the show, Marika.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
It's been such a pleasure. You just guys, wait until I do my heart to hearts live, like face to face. Like, I don't know what we're going to call them yet, but when I start traveling across country and going to visit all of these beautiful souls who I've met, it's going to be so much fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be so fun. You'll have to come to Hawaii.
Oh, I will. I just think that's a perfect excuse to come to Hawaii just to see you. Forget about my 4-day road trip to Calgary. Let's go to Hawaii instead. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of the show. And we will see you all next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.